Nature's cycle never ceases. It paints the world with the vibrant colors of spring, the lush greens of summer, the warm hues of autumn, and then, the stark, chilling beauty of winter. The garden, once a symphony of life and color, stands bare and vulnerable under the frosty blanket of cold. The blooms retreat, the leaves fall, and the once busy garden creatures find shelter. It's a time of rest, a time of survival. But is your garden ready to face winter's icy touch? Winter, while beautiful, can be a brutal adversary for your garden. As the chill of winter approaches, your garden faces an onslaught of cold winds, frost, and possibly even snow. These harsh conditions can wreak havoc on your plants, shrubs, and trees, causing damage that might seem irreparable come springtime. The threat is real, but it's not an unbeatable foe. With the right preparation and care, you can protect your garden from winter's icy grip, helping your plants survive and thrive. This process of preparing your garden for winter is known as winterization, and it's a crucial step for every gardener, whether you're a seasoned green thumb or a budding enthusiast. What's at stake if you don't winterize? Well, imagine your favorite rose bush, its vibrant blooms a highlight of your summer garden. Without proper winterization, that rose bush could fall victim to frost, its roots freezing and its branches becoming brittle. Come spring, instead of a burst of rosy blooms, you might be met with a lifeless, withered bush. But when you winterize, you're giving your plants a fighting chance against the cold. You're insulating their roots, shielding their leaves, and preparing them for the harsh weather ahead. And the reward? A garden that emerges from winter's grasp, ready to burst into life with the first whispers of spring. So, how do we prepare our garden for this icy battle? Let's unravel the secrets together. Every great garden needs a strong defense against winter's icy grasp. As the chill of winter approaches, it's time to prepare our gardens for the battle against the elements. One of the most effective techniques to protect your plants from the biting cold is mulching. Mulching is not just about making your garden look tidy, it's about providing a protective blanket for your plants. When the temperature drops, the ground can freeze, causing damage to the roots of your plants. A layer of mulch about 3 to 4 inches thick acts as insulation, keeping the ground warmer and protecting those precious roots. Organic materials like straw, compost, or shredded leaves are ideal for this purpose. They not only keep the soil warm but also enrich it with nutrients as they decompose. But what about those delicate plants that need a little extra care? That's where covering comes in. Some plants, particularly tender perennials, may not survive the harsh winter, even with mulching. For these fragile green friends, we recommend covering them with horticultural fleece or a cloche. These coverings act like mini greenhouses, trapping heat and protecting the plants from frost. Just remember to remove the coverings on warmer days to prevent overheating. Now let's talk about watering. It might seem counterintuitive, but plants need water even in winter. However, the amount, frequency, and timing of watering need to be adjusted. During winter, plants are dormant, and their water requirements are significantly less. Overwatering can lead to root rot and other diseases. So how should you water your garden in winter? The key is to water deeply, but infrequently. This helps the plant roots to grow deep into the soil where it's warmer. It's also best to water in the morning, so the water has time to soak into the ground before the temperature drops at night. These are just a few basic techniques to winterize your garden. By mulching, covering plants, and adjusting your watering routine, you can provide your garden with the armor it needs to withstand the harsh winter months. But remember, every garden is unique. Depending on the types of plants you have and the climate in your area, you may need to tweak these techniques to fit your garden's specific needs. Always observe your garden closely. Pay attention to how your plants respond to different techniques and adjust your approach as needed. After all, a successful gardener is not just someone with a green thumb, they're also an attentive caretaker and a keen observer. But sometimes basic techniques aren't enough. Sometimes we need to go a step further. For those harsh winters, we need advanced strategies. We need to build fortresses for our plants. As we delve deeper into winterization techniques, we're going to tackle more advanced strategies. These are designed to give your garden an extra layer of protection when the temperature drops drastically. One such strategy is constructing cold frames. These miniature greenhouses, often made from old windows, can be a lifesaver for your garden. They trap the heat from the sun and keep your plants cozy, turning a potentially lethal frost into a manageable chill. Plus, they're not just for winter. Cold frames can be used to get a head start on spring planting too. Now, if you're feeling a bit more ambitious, you might consider building a greenhouse. These are excellent for maintaining a steady temperature and humidity level, which can be a game changer in the depths of winter. Greenhouses come in all shapes and sizes, from small lean-tos to large standalone structures. Regardless of the size, the principle remains the same, creating a controlled environment that keeps your plants safe from the elements. Of course, not everyone has the space or budget for a greenhouse. But don't worry, there's a DIY solution that can work for almost anyone. Homemade plant covers. These can be as simple as a clear plastic bag or as elaborate as a custom-built wooden frame with a plastic cover. The key is to create a barrier that traps heat while still allowing light to reach the plant. When creating these covers, remember to leave enough space for air circulation. Plants still need to breathe, even in winter. And if you're using plastic, make sure it doesn't touch the leaves. Direct contact can lead to condensation and ultimately, frost damage. While these strategies may seem a bit daunting, they're well within the reach of most gardeners. And the payoff can be huge. Imagine harvesting fresh lettuce in January or watching your roses bloom in February. With the right preparation, your garden can be a source of joy all year round. Before we wrap up this section, let's highlight a few essential tips and tricks. First, monitor the weather. Sudden drops in temperature can catch you off guard, so keep an eye on the forecast. Second, don't forget to water your plants. Even in winter, they need moisture. Just be careful not to overdo it, as soggy soil can lead to root rot. Lastly, remember that every garden is unique. What works for one may not work for another. So experiment, learn, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Gardening is as much about the journey as it is about the destination. Now that we have our defenses up, it's time for the most crucial part: maintenance. A strong fortress needs a vigilant guardian, and that guardian is you. As we navigate the winter months, maintaining and monitoring our garden is crucial. With the right care, we can ensure that our plants not only survive but thrive in the cold season. First on our checklist is checking for frost damage. Frost can cause harm to tender plants, causing cell damage that results in browning, wilting, or blackening of foliage. Inspect your plants regularly, especially after a heavy frost, and remove any damaged parts to prevent decay from spreading. Next, it's important to remember that even in winter, plants need water. However, watering routines should vary from those in warmer months. Water your plants early in the day so they have time to absorb it before the temperature drops at night. But remember, overwatering can be just as harmful as underwatering. It's a delicate balancing act. Monitoring the level of mulch in your garden is also essential. Mulch acts as a protective blanket, keeping the soil temperature steady and preventing frost heaving. Throughout winter, ensure that your garden has a 2 to 3 inch layer of mulch. If it thins out, don't hesitate to add more. Don't forget to watch out for pests and diseases. The cold weather can drive pests to seek shelter in your garden, and some diseases can thrive in damp, cold conditions. Regular inspections can help you spot and address these issues early. And lastly, keep an eye on your protective structures. Whether you've used cloches, cold frames, or greenhouses, make sure they're holding up against the winter weather. Repair any damage immediately to prevent cold air from getting to your plants. Remember, each plant is unique, and what works for one might not work for another. It's important to know the specific needs of your plants and adapt your care routine accordingly. With diligent care, your garden can not only survive winter, but thrive in it. Stay vigilant, stay enthusiastic, and come spring, you'll reap the rewards of your hard work. Your garden's fate lies in your hands. Embrace the challenge, protect your green sanctuary from winter's grip. Share your journey, your triumphs and trials in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more green-thumbed wisdom. Remember, a garden is a reflection of its gardener. Show winter what you're made of.